Hello, I'm Michelle and I'm going to be talking to you now about a really important component of this autism working program, and that is learning to relax. Learning to relax is a skill that all of us can learn. Many people on the autism spectrum experience high levels of anxiety and stress, so much so that it can actually feel like the default setting. And these high levels of anxiety and stress are so unrelenting that it actually feels normal to be hyper-aroused or hyper-vigilant most of the time. Now, we can also describe this state of being as the flight-fight mode. And it can feel safe because it's actually a survival mode that helps us to navigate any challenges that come our way. So fight-flight can feel normal. Unfortunately though, fight-flight mode is extremely tiring for both the body and the mind. What happens is the adrenal glands become overstimulated in the body, and also the tiring nature of anxiety means that our mind state is generally pessimistic, and we tend to think of the very worst thing that can happen. We catastrophize. We think about things in a very bleak way, and this can lead to depression over time. It can also be very difficult to sleep because it's hard to switch off. And as we try to sleep, the mind ramps up and racing thoughts become very difficult to manage, and we can feel like we're in fight-flight mode even though we're trying to settle down to rest. And that is such an important part of our body to recuperate for work or to do the other important things in our life. Also, if we're on fight-flight mode most of the time, it can be extremely difficult to trust other people and to see other people as being potential allies or friends, and therefore to accept their support and their guidance. Instead, their support and guidance can feel like criticism or judgment, where that wasn't intended. The ideal state of mind and body to aim for most of the day is what we can call rest and digest mode. When the body is in rest and digest mode, we've got much greater capacity in terms of energy and focus, and we can maintain work for longer. Having rest and digest mode going on in our body is also enriching for our relationships, both at home and at work. But how do we get to rest and digest mode? The idea is that we can work on it over time to generate a schedule of activities that help us to relax most of the time. And when we do this, rest and digest mode allows us to engage in activities much more fully, such as relating to other people, learning new things, adapting to situations, and being able to maintain the productivity that's required in the workplace. So, Tony and I, highly recommend that if you have not already found activities that you can regularly use to get your body back into rest and digest mode, start finding these activities now and practice using them regularly, both at home and at work. So, important clues that your body has reached rest and digest include that your heart rate will be beating at a steady, low to medium rate, that your digestion will be working well, and that you will not be sweating. Your breath will be calm and even, and you tend to breathe to the lower portion of your lungs, for example your diaphragm, rather than chest breathing in the upper portion of your lungs. Now, many activities cause humans to increase their rest and digest mode, and to name a few, we find these to be helpful. Drawing or engaging in art or sculpture, for example, listening to certain types of music or even practicing a musical instrument, singing, being in nature, meditating, practicing yoga or another form of mindful movement like Tai Chi or Qigong. Also even completing routine household or garden chores, or being with a favourite pet, your favourite animal, or reflecting on parts of your life that were happy experiences that cause you a feeling of relaxation. So we highly recommend that you develop the ability to relax whenever you choose to, And there are certain strategies that you can employ to be able to do this. One method that has been developed by psychologists drawing on knowledge of science as well as ancient practices such as yoga is called progressive muscle relaxation. And there's been quite a lot of research showing that this is extremely helpful when practiced on a regular basis to bring our bodies into rest and digest. Progressive muscle relaxation is a technique that can be learned to assist us to relax when we need to. Like on cue, almost on cue, that we can relax. It's important to learn this skill at times when you're actually already feeling somewhat relaxed. It's easier to learn the skill, or any skill for that matter, when we're more relaxed. When we practice progressive muscle relaxation, I encourage you to do this in a quiet, relaxing place. And what you're doing as you practice it is you're teaching your body to actually recognize and feel, in a felt sense, that relaxation response in the body. Because once you know the relaxation response, you can start to teach your mind to trigger it on purpose whenever you need to. And once we're skilled at relaxing in a relaxing place, we can start applying the skills in stressful places where our stress response may be more triggered, for example, within certain relationships, either at home and work, or even in the work context on a daily basis, or even applying for work if that's what you're doing. So we suggest that you start by practicing this progressive muscle relaxation strategy once a day during this course. After a whole week of practice, so 7 practices daily, start practicing just choosing one muscle group to tense and then relax during your break times at work or regularly throughout the day. It's important when you choose the muscle group to tense and relax that you choose one that's not obvious to others, or they may look at you strangely, and that won't cause a relaxation response. So if you used your face, for example, you would screw it up like this, and that would make people look at you in a very strange way. So what we suggest that you do is actually you choose the thigh muscles, for example, where you can just lift and tense and then relax. And the reason we're doing this is to cue the brain to remind you of what letting go and relaxation actually feels like. So this is what we call isometric relaxation. Choosing a muscle group, for example, your fist or your feet or your thighs, your stomach, just one group, tensing and then relaxing. And when we bring the breath into this as well, we can achieve an even deeper state of relaxation of both the mind and the body. Now, this particular strategy, progressive muscle relaxation, we've included the script in the book so that you can use this to practice relaxation. But you may choose to use our audio recording, which is available on the Jessica Kingsley Publishers website as a companion resource to this book. So we wish you all the very best in practicing relaxation using progressive muscle relaxation and isometric relaxation. Thank you.